Hey, can I really come with you? Seems like I'd just be a nuisance.
Huh? What do you mean, a nuisance?
Well, you know, I'm a machine. There'd be all sorts of problems.
There would?
What does she mean by problems? Compared to Teddy, I can't think of any possible problems Labris would cause.
It wouldn't bother you and your friends? Wow. You sure are cool about all of this.
She knows about. She just said people were surprised that Naoto was in town.
Jeez, Labris, you sound more human than a lot of people out there. If I were you, I'd brag about it. You don't think it's cool being a robot and a persona user?
It's unique, that's for sure. In any case, there's no way you'd be a nuisance.
Yukiko and Rise-chan both laugh out loud. I can't help but giggle along with them. Considering our circumstances, there's nothing at all weird about Labris. She's now a good friend of ours, no different from anyone else here.
Hey, there they are. Welcome back.
Yukiko! You really outdid yourself this time!
When we reach the entrance area, Yosuke-kun and Chie call to me at once. They've been worried about me ever since I fought against them. Teddy notices that Labris is with me and immediately dashes over with glee.
Are you okay, Miss President? I was so worried about you. Huh? Those hands and legs, are they accessories? You're so meta-luring.
I can scarcely believe my eyes. The Kirijo group's humanoid weapons actually exist.
Naoto-kun seems to know a bit about her already, but yeah, considering that everyone is here, I think now's a good opportunity to introduce her. I tell everyone everything that happened with Labris, with some help from Yukun's supplemental comments. See ya, Ghost. After I finish talking, silence washes over the rooftop. Labris has fallen silent too and looks nervous. Kanji-kun was the first to speak.
I don't really get what's going on, but everything worked out, yeah? So I'm glad everyone's alright.
What's with the jumping to conclusions? You're one of the things that got us into this mess, you know.
Well, that wasn't... Anyone could have done that.
Actually, are you feeling okay? You're not tired or... Oh, what am I saying? Of course you're tired.
Huh? No, I'm fine. Isn't there something wrong with this picture? Shouldn't you guys be pissed at me and all?
Huh? What would we be mad about?
Nah, don't worry about it. We're cool. Pretty much all of us have caused trouble for each other because of our shadows.
Yeah, especially Kanji-kun.
Me? That's not fair. I never saw your guys' shadows, you know. Naoto's was pretty crazy, at least.
Don't drag me into this. I mean, after the epithet given to Kanji-kun, I imagine that his shadow must have been far, far worse than mine.
Hell no.
Labris blinks in surprise after seeing the group's usual friendly pace. See? I told you there wouldn't be any problems. When I say that to her, Labris quickly replies back, Man, you were right. Wow, I do not know what the hell happened to her accent. I can't do her accent anyway, but I don't know what that was. And then...
Well done, Amagi. I had every confidence that you could do this.
I hear a voice behind me. Hey, Crazy Green, finally! You've been sending me messages the whole time like, I can't talk, this is terrible! Who are they? Were they in here looking for Labris too? Like Mitsuru-san, they both have weird outfits. And that person...
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Igus. Thank you very much for saving my sister.
The girl with a body similar to Labris's seems to have noticed me looking at her and addresses me. Does she mean Labris? No, she means the other one that looks just like her. Then that means...
What? Excuse me, but you're... I mean, are you also...
Yes, I too am a robot.
She's kind of a later version of what Labris was built for. Oh, I'm Akihiko Sanada. Sorry for all the trouble.
So, Iga-san is a robot, and Akihiko-san is the one wearing a red cape. Yes. Very good, Yuki. You're keeping up. Okay, I've memorized them now. Actually, I guess it would be harder to forget them. In contrast to those two, Labris takes a step back. Her expression is tense. Is she nervous? Of course she is. They came here looking for her after all. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce everyone to Mitsuru-san and her friends. While I'm still flustered, Yukiko and Risei-chan eventually introduced them to everyone else. And afterwards, Mitsuru-san explained her circumstances of how they ended up here. More like to Labris, though. How this case began with Labris being dropped into a TV and how they all pursued her into this world. As Mitsuru-san explains their attention, Labris seems to be getting even more nervous. She must be worried, but it's alright. Mitsuru-san realizes Labris' emotional state. She turns her gaze towards Labris and kindly smiles to her.
I'm not planning to seal you away again.
But I ran wild and caused so much trouble. I mean, not just today, but back then, too.
You've awakened to your persona and gained control over it. You're hardly a rogue test unit anymore. Besides, you have a heart. We would never treat anyone with a heart so poorly.
Mitsuru-san is really as kind as I thought. Her emotions seem to have reached Labris as well, and she's about to smile to answer Mitsuru-san. Her expression goes blank and she suddenly stops moving. Huh? What's going on?
Huh? Labris' recognition signal has been interrupted. Someone is hacking into her.
Recognition signal? Hacking? What does she mean? I don't know those words. And I'm about to reach towards Labris.
It's not over yet.
A completely different person's voice comes out of Labris' mouth. Upon hearing that, Mitsuru-san notices something I don't and mutters in surprise.
Is this the same communication system we use?
What are you standing around for? Everyone, get away from Labris!
Labris' hand jerkily reaches towards the axe on her back. After a moment's pause, she swings at all of us without any hesitation.
Labris! What's going on?
That's interesting. This is the only ending so far where Labris didn't attack the, played character. She attacks everyone in this one. Well, I'm sure Yukiko will have to fight her, but still.
I cannot gain access. She's being controlled. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
You mean outside the TV?
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
Labris dashes forward towards us with glazed eyes. Just when everyone was shell-shocked by the sudden turn of events, I stand before Labris.
What are you doing? It's too dangerous.
I'll stop her. Isn't this part of protecting her? I need to stop this.
Amagi.
I don't know what's going on, but there's no way Labris would try and hurt everyone. If someone's controlling Labris, I have to put a stop to it. I draw my fan and face Labris. I also make a promise with her earlier. I promised that I'd never let her suffer alone again.
Wake up!
Final. Fight!
Ow, this is painful.
That's the end of that.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Evidently, I didn't push her far enough. Well, she is a test unit, so this is as far as my little game goes.
A disgustingly carefree voice emerges from Labris, who has ceased moving. Her eyes are still lifeless. My friend Labris still hasn't returned. An uncontrollable fury rages through me, hearing that voice describe her like that.
Give Labris back!
Very well. I've acquired enough data after all. I should thank you all. Although this didn't work out, you did stay in it to the very end.
Labris's shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
Mitsuru's words make me remember. We need to get back to testing. Now that I think about it, Labris's shadow separated from Labris when she entered the TV. In other words, she only sponsored the tournament. But she didn't drop herself into the TV. Without someone to do that, the case could never have happened. Does that mean the culprit controlling Labris is from somewhere outside the TV? From somewhere safe? That can't be forgiven.
Indeed. It was I who stole Labris away.
1 second. Sorry, I had a terrible itch on my earlobe.
Since I don't have a persona and can't enter a TV, I needed a puppet that could run amok for me. Labris's persona was only partially awakened, so I had a feeling her shadow would appear if she underwent a little suffering. You got the better of me this time. You deserve to know at least that much.
This time? Are you still planning something?
The culprit mocks us. I can't take this anymore. I thought I was finally able to save her. I thought that everything would be alright now.
You're the worst! Labris has a heart! How can you do this to her knowing that?
A heart, Meaningless. Whether or not she has one matters not at all to my plan.
What? That's it!
The voice continues mocking us and ignores my words.
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
It sounds like the culprit just cut off communication. As communication cuts off, Labris falls to her knees. I rush over and support her body, but she's gone completely limp and her metal body is very heavy. Everyone here goes silent. The heavy atmosphere fills the room. Mitsuru-san looks gloomy, but she speaks up with determination in her voice.
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. I advise you not to get involved in this matter any further. From here on, you should leave this to us.
Wait a second. We can't just leave things like this.
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
This is different from the way she was acting towards me earlier. This time, Mitsuru-san isn't testing me, but completely rejecting our involvement, outright with a firm will. I think what she's saying is probably the correct course of action. There must be something big going on behind the case, and if that's the case, high school students are probably going to be less equipped to handle it than a well-funded organization like Mitsuru-san's.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh? Are you serious?
Yukiko must realize that Mitsuru-san's resolution too. This must be something that we'll have to come to an understanding about. My mind understands that, but my heart still...
It's best for now if we go home.
Yukiko puts a hand on my shoulder. Huh? Did I just hear him say "for now" under his breath? Oh, Christian. Seriously, I never had an issue with Mitsuru using Marinkaran for no reason, but then I also set her on knockdown. So she never ever used that ability. You just need to take a firmer hand with her. Tell her what to do. When I look up and we actually use words, I see a strong fire in his eyes. I see. I nod in recognition. After we go out of the TV, we disbanded on the spot without much conversation. Mitsuru-san and her friends were a bit flustered since they came out in the middle of Junez, in the midst of a bunch of shoppers. Wait, there were actually shoppers there when you came out of the TV? What, really? Wow. Actually, because there were so many people who looked out of the ordinary, we did cause a bit of a stir. I regret that we had to part parked there so quickly because there was so much more I wanted to say. But I know that there's no way I could really express myself anyway, for everything. When I returned to the inn, the day's exhaustion hits me all at once. I drew a bath and even fell asleep in the bathtub for a bit. After I woke up, I went back to my room. I was just about to go to sleep. Then I received a call from an unknown number. Usually, I don't pick up calls from numbers I don't recognize, but something tells me I should pick this one up. It turns out to be... suspense!
And allow me to thank you once again. You did a lot to help today.
Mitsuru-san steps out of a long limousine parked on the outskirts of the shopping district and bowed deeply to us. We're still in Inaba, but this black limousine and Mitsuru-san are so out of place, it feels like we're someplace else entirely. I can just tell everyone around us is watching us. Since Mitsuru-san and her friends are finished investigating the case, it seems they'll be leaving Inaba. Staying next to Mitsuru-san is Labris, who was the one to call us, so she could say farewell in person.
Come on, Yukiko. We have to see her off properly.
Huh? Yeah.
Labris was controlled by the culprit back on the roof, but there seems to have been no major issues with her body, so it looks like she's going to be fine. I should be happy now, because I know that Labris is safe, so I should be smiling, but I just can't.
You really are going with them.
I'm gonna miss you guys, but I made my decision to throw in with Mitsuru-san. I want to capture whoever's behind this. Whatever it takes. You know how you protected me this time. Now it's my turn to repay the favor.
I'm about to say that she doesn't have to worry about such things, but I stopped myself. I see. So Labris made this decision herself. I wish I could say she could stay here with us, but my friends made a decision, and I need to support her.
I'm definitely gonna be back someday. So, why don't you give me a rain check on that promise?
Well, yeah, but Ansem, direct commands aren't available for Persona 3. Unless you play the, really bad handheld version. PSP, is that what it's called? Something.
Sound good?
Yeah, that's all right. It's still a promise.
Hearing that, I was finally able to smile for Labris. She's right. It's not like this will be the last time we'll see each other. Our promise will never change.
For you, though. If you break my promise, I'll make you rue the day.
Labris laughs and shrugs my joke. I need to protect this place where she promised she'd return to. It's really not just succeeding in the inn anymore. I have another reason I need to stay here.
We'll all be waiting for you.
Come back soon.
Everyone feels the same way, too. It's sad that we have to part with someone we just became friends with them, but we all believe we'd see her again. Labris looks like she's about to cry, but she managed to keep her smile and nods. Mitsuru-san tells her that they're about to leave once the two of them enter the limousine and quickly leads off. Labris pokes her head out the window and waves back at us. She keeps waving until I can't see her in the car anymore.
Oh, she's really gone.
Yeah, but she said she'd come see us again, so enough with the pitiful frown.
What? Did you just call me pitiful? What an incredibly rude thing to say to an idol. Just so you know, I've done a lot of ads for companies under the Kirijo umbrella. I wish I could have introduced myself better.
Just like that, we're back to our normal selves. It's sad that Labris isn't here, but Kanji-kun is right. And Golden Week has just started for us. And I definitely agree, Divine. I have no doubt the mastermind of P4 Arena will be in Persona 5. Otherwise, there's no reason for the cliffhanger whatsoever. I wasn't able to prepare another box lunch so quickly after yesterday's event, but instead I brought a great suggestion.
Why don't we go to Junes? We haven't had our welcome back party for Yukon yet.
Great idea, Yuki-chan! I was just thinking the same thing!
You're right. It's been a while too, so let's all go there and catch up.
Yosuke-kun and Yuku glance at each other upon hearing my suggestion. Huh? Could they be
Alright,
scheming
sounds like a
something?
plan. We have a few things to talk to them about too, right, partner?
Yeah, let's go, everyone.
Those looks, that's the kind of secret friend wink, isn't it? They're definitely up to something. I'm not exactly sure what's going on between them, but I do have an idea. I'm guessing it's probably something we're all together for, right? We still have a lot of Golden Week left after all. After the welcome back party for Yuku, Chie and I are in the miscellaneous goods section looking for trinkets. Tei and Yosuke-kun have gone back to work while Rise-chan takes Naoki-kun shopping. Yusuke and Kanji-kun are together in the grocery area. Everyone's just doing their own thing.
Was I surprised when Yukon brought that up. I didn't tell her we wouldn't get involved, was it? Can you believe him?
No kidding. I wonder what Matsuri-san would say if she heard that.
What Yukun and Yosuke-kun brought up during the welcome back party was the reformation, or more like the re-reformation of the investigation team. And it was decided we'd all produce this case by ourselves. There were no objectives, of course. Everyone seemed to be waiting for Yukun's words, and we all spoke up at once. There's no way we can leave what happened inside the TV's town for someone else. I feel bad for Mitsuru-san, but I was really happy that two of them were thinking the same thing. I mean, Labris is our friend. There's no way we can sit back and watch while our friends out there are doing their best, especially since this happened in our own backyard.
The Kirijo group, huh? Things go bad, this can be an even bigger problem than last year.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
You really stepped up to the plate this time. I think I like this new side of you.
I'm a bit happy to hear that from Chihei. Whoa, that was close. I'd almost absentmindedly walk right past the section we were looking for. We stop at our destination, and in the small shop inside Juna's, I pick up some different colored hair ornaments and compare them.
Wow, this is hard. So many choices. What color should I get?
You're really into this. Hey, how about this? I think it'll look good on you.
Oh, no, it's not for me.
Pink, yellow, green? As I compare the different colors while answering Chie, she thinks a bit before making a realization.
Right. We might see her sooner than we think.
That's right. I'm sure the culprit will be caught faster if we cooperate, rather than just Mitsuru-san or people going after the case. And that means the day that I can keep my promise with Labris will come sooner too. Until then, I need to find a color that fits her. I pick various color scrunchies, and then imagine how they'd look decorating Labris's hair. Labris' embarrassed smile is also Spring's spine as well. I don't really see there being another Persona 4 arena. The way I kind of see this is that when they envisioned the storyline, they realized that it was more suited to a fighting game than an RPG. It's just like The Answer, except in The Answer, when they actually had combat with other, players, it was sort of like an afterthought rather than the entire focus of the game. But with Persona 4 Arena, they were like, it would just be a series of combats with one person versus one person, the way the story worked out. So they said, why not make it a fighting game? I certainly do not see like a series of fighting games telling the, of ongoing Persona story. Because, it would be very hard to make that justifiable. It works here because of the way the story is set up, but it would take a lot of doing in order to actually make work, I think.